Now that you have some basic understandings of the concept genre, let's talk about a specific kind of genre we are dealing with, which is the restaurant reviews, what you have collected so far. Supposing that you have skimmed through many, like more than 10 reviews for the restaurant you are going to review, you will find what they have in common, and you will find the differences. Let's skim through some reviews for a restaurant together. So this is the first review. It talks about the food and the wine, and mention they will come back, and also mention the service, and then comes with pictures for the food. And then the next review talks about the cuisine, like this is Mexican food, and then it reviews the identity of this reviewer, who is Hispanic. And also talk about the drinks, the wine, and the food, and then it talks about the portion size, and also mention the dessert. So that's food too, right? And then talk about their dining company, his or her fiance, so pleased. So talk about their emotions, and it's a higher end restaurant, so it talks about the price too. All right, this is much more comprehensive. And then if we look at the third review, it talks about well, who dined there, so diners, and then mentions the first time for all of them. And also they mentioned the food, the main dishes, and then the wine. Overall great evening, so like an overall comment on their experience. And this one does not come with pictures. The next one come with pictures again, just one though. And then it talks about polite and friendly. So it's like the service, the waiter was friendly, service. And then start with talks about the food, margaritas, the wine, and then again talks about who visited there, like this diner and his or her daughter for dinner. And again it mentions a Mexican restaurant. And then salad, salsas, so food again. And then mention what they ordered. I definitely order back to Talo for. Okay, I'm not sure what this means, but they also mentioned, well, they enjoyed the experience and they will come back. And the next one again comes with photos, like talks about the service, talks about the food, and also ambience, atmosphere. And then again talks about Mexican food, the cuisine, and also mention reserve the table. So that is something we have not seen before. And then it mentioned there's patio, and then again my friends and I. So again mention the who dines there, right? And margarita. Well, several. I think most of the reviews mention margaritas. They're wine, so it must be something you should try in that restaurant. And then talks about the food, margarita again. We stay for hours, so they discuss how long they stay there. Batch of fresh chips, so talks about the service and the complimentary food. Oh, and also they mention this review mentioned the server, the waiter, Brian, specific by name, very specific. So that's comment. That's a comment on the service, attentive and make sure we were taken care of. Alright, we have skimmed through several of these reviews, and it seems that something appears repeatedly. For example, most of the reviews have pictures. Some of them don't, but most of them do. So it's safe to claim that it is recommended that a restaurant review should come with pictures, so that it's more like straightforward. And I think all of these reviews talk about the food and the drinks. So definitely that's something important to keep in mind when you review a restaurant. After all, you are there for the food, of course. So people care about the quality of the food. And also more specifics about the food, the portion, the taste, the cuisine. Well, that's something people would care about too. And also occasionally price. One of the review mentioned price. And also people care about who they dine with, since I think most of the reviews mention their dining experience by introducing who they were with. So it sort of gives you some background about their dining experiences. And definitely people care about the service. So that's something you may want to include when you draft your own review. People want to know how the dining experience would be, because the food as well as the service and even the atmosphere, the ambience, contribute to their overall experience. Now, after skimming through these reviews, you will form a general sense of what a restaurant review should include and should not include. So, say some reviews, well, most of them have ratings. That means they rate the restaurant from 1 to 5, and then most of them talk about the food. Most of them come with pictures. But there are reviews that are not very traditional, or may not meet your expectation. For example, if a review just has a rating and a very general comment saying, oh, the experience is good, then this may not be a helpful review because it's too general. Or a review, it can be include a rating and then just a complaint about a terrible service, which could be a singular case, but still it can be helpful. Maybe this complaint does not discuss the food at all. It's just try to focus on one aspect of the restaurant, its service. But still, it is a restaurant review. It does not meet our expectations for a restaurant review, but it is still a restaurant review. So that kind of reviews are sort of far away from the prototype we have. And here comes the most important thing I want you to know about genres. Genres are not templates. Yelp won't give you a template saying what you should or should not include in a restaurant review. But it's something that is more like general expectations we have in mind for certain things. And our expectations may change. That's why genres are alive and changing. Let me give an example. So as we can see, most of the reviews on Yelp come with pictures. And I would wonder, why not videos? It's very simple, because Yelp, it seems that it mostly supports pictures, not videos. So that's why people mostly upload pictures instead of videos. However, imagine one day, maybe the upgraded version of Yelp strongly encourage people to upload videos instead of pictures. And then the general restaurant reviews will be more like maybe just people talking to the camera, talking about their experiences instead of writing down their reviews or taking pictures. So it really depends on a lot of things. And if you are the first one to include something in a restaurant review that very few people have included before, but people find it to be interesting or helpful, they may follow you. They may include the things you included because they think it's helpful, and then the genre restaurant review will be changed forever when we have enough people to join the force and continue to include what has not been included before. We will talk more about genres in the future, but now I think that's enough to say about genres and restaurant reviews as a genre.